More than 80% of our ocean is unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. In fact, we know more about space than we know about our oceans. That is insane! So today, we will be looking at the areas in the ocean that humans haven't explored yet. From a place so dangerous that no one wants to explore it, to another place filled with radioactive materials. Let's talk about this and more only in today's video. Top 10 places in the deep sea no humans have ever gone. Starting off this countdown, we have Gakkel Ridge. The Gakkel Ridge is located in the Arctic Ocean between Greenland and Siberia. This ridge is said to be the deepest mid-ocean ridge in the world. The depths are said to go up to 3 miles, hence why it has hardly been explored. It's just way too deep for divers, especially if they're diving into the unknown. Who knows what's down there? Now, in 2003, scientists have found the first Arctic hydrothermal vents. These vents are said to contain species found nowhere else on the planet, but we haven't been able to explore them yet. I'm telling you, mermaids might be real. They're just hiding in deep areas in the sea that humans can't reach. In our 9th spot today, we have the Tonga Trench. And guys, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up because it really helps us out. So the second deepest place on Earth is said to be the Tonga Trench. This trench is located between the Pacific Plate and the Indo-Australian Plate in the South Pacific Ocean. And it's said to be over 10 kilometers deep at some points. Wow. But it could be way deeper than that. We just don't have the full ability to tell. Now, this trench is said to be home to a bunch of strange creatures. Also, during the Apollo 13 mission in 1970, they carried with them a radioisotope thermoelectric generator, which was supposed to remain on the moon. But that didn't happen, and instead, it survived re-entry into Earth and crashed into the Tonga Trench. It is now just chilling there and will remain radioactive for thousands of more years. Moving on to number 8, we have the Twilight Zone reefs. Now, I talked about these in another video, but the Twilight Zone reefs are located in the Chagos Island. They are part of the Twilight Zone in the ocean, hence their name. But there are areas of this reef that haven't been explored. This is due to a number of reasons. 1, the island is very remote and hard to get to. Number 2, you're only allowed to dive 25 meters down. Yeah, the island has this rule in place for divers, and I'm not really sure why. But going further than that is restricted. Now, this isn't the only coral reef which remains pretty mysterious. In fact, very few of the world's coral reefs have been studied deeper than 4 meters down. So who knows what's truly out there? In our 7th spot, we have the underwater cave systems. In 2018, a bunch of explorers discovered a number of underwater caverns in the Mexican Yucatan Peninsula. They are now considered the world's largest underwater cave system. Not only that, but they have found ancient Mayan artifacts down there. It's incredible. They believe that the caves are around 215 miles long, but they could be even bigger than that. They also found a bunch of unknown plant and animal species down there as well. It's going to take us several more years before they fully map out this entire cave system, as well as explore the full thing. It just scares me that there could be like these terrifying human-eating creatures out there and we don't even know it. Moving on to number 6, we have the unknown. Like I said, humans have barely explored any of the ocean. We truly don't know what's all the way down in the deepest depths. In fact, scientists think that when we do have the capability to explore the ocean more, we'll find even deeper points than the Mariana Trench. The ocean is just way too vast. It's gonna take us hundreds of more years before we even explore half of it. So basically, we don't know what places humans have never gone to because we haven't even found those places yet. There could be hundreds more underwater caverns and new species out there. Hey, maybe the Kraken or even the Loch Ness Monster is real. It's just hiding in a place we haven't explored yet. Just a little food for thought. Just think about it. Think about it. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with the deep sea vents. So the ocean floor is covered in hydrothermal vents. They are formed when seawater circulates through hot volcanic rocks. The heat then circulates into the cold water and BAM! It creates these sea vents. There's more to it, but that's just the simplified version of it. Anyways, some of these vents are so hot that they can melt your flesh off with ease. So there's a bunch of areas where humans can't go unless they want to be roasted alive. The biggest plumes out there can reach up to 18 stories tall. So, damn. No one wants to go anywhere near them. Moving on to number 4, we have the Dragon's Triangle, otherwise known as the Pacific Bermuda Triangle. Now, this isn't to be confused with the main Bermuda Triangle. That's located in the Atlantic Ocean. But the Pacific has its own equivalent, which they call the Dragon's Triangle or the Devil's Sea or the Pacific Bermuda Triangle. So basically, this area is blamed for the disappearance of many different ships and military vessels. In fact, it's considered one of the most dangerous marine locations around the world. As a result, no human has ever dared to dive down there and see what's up. Now, in 1950, a team of researchers did go there to see what was going on, but apparently they vanished as well. Their bodies never found. So yeah, like I said, when stuff like that happens, no one wants to follow in their lead and go exploring. Over the years, a number of US and Japanese ships have gone missing in that area. One time, 9 American ships went missing in that area in perfect weather. To this day, they haven't been found, and we literally don't know what happened to them. Okay, so it's pretty freaky. What's going on there? In our 3rd spot today, we have Point Nemo. And no, it wasn't named after the movie Finding Nemo. I was disappointed when I learned that out. But anyways, this area is said to be the most remote oceanic location in the world. It's also considered one of the world's most hard to reach places. That's due to the fact that it's so isolated from other places. The nearest land is 2,688 kilometers from it. As a result, no one really goes there. I mean, why would they if it's so far away? But rumor has it that this place is a space junk cemetery. Since no one goes there, that's just kind of where they discard of old rockets and satellites and stuff. It's said that over 100 decommissioned spacecrafts are in that area. So if someone goes diving around there, is that what they're gonna find or what? No clue. We might never know. In our 2nd spot, we have the Challenger Deep. So at the very bottom of the Mariana Trench, there is a point called the Challenger Deep, which is the deepest point known on Earth. Now, there have been a very small number of divers that have gone or attempted to go there, but it's way too hard to stay down there for extended periods of time. Plus, they need very special diving equipment in order to do so. As with the other unexplored ocean places, we don't know much about what lives down there. But some of the fish and animals that have been found there are super creepy and weird, like the giant tube worm. They live near the hydrothermal vents and feed off of bacteria. These tube worms can grow to be over 8 feet tall. No, just no. And then the other creatures down there have evolved to survive in the high pressure, low light environment. So some can't even see because they don't need to, and others don't even have scales. Many are just translucent. It's pretty insane. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the Mariana Trench. Obviously, I'm not talking about the band here, Mariana's Trench, but still, Josh Ramsay is incredible. Anyways, the Mariana Trench is located in the western part of the Pacific Ocean, and it is the deepest part of the ocean. It is said to be 2,550 kilometers long and 69 kilometers wide. The exact depth, though, is unknown because we haven't been able to get to the bottom of it. But apparently, if you take Mount Everest and put it in the trench, its summit would still be underwater by more than 2 kilometers. So yeah, it's hella deep. Now, there's a number of reasons as to why humans haven't gone there. Number 1, light can't reach all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. After 200 meters, the light begins to decline. So it would be super hard to see down there. Not only that, but the deeper you go down, the worse the conditions get. I mean, the pressure down there is way too much for the human body to handle. Literally, it would crush a human to death. Also, the temperature drops significantly the deeper you go. So yeah, it's not the best conditions for exploration. In fact, it's easier to send a person to space than it is to send them down to the bottom of the ocean, which seems pretty unbelievable if you ask me. So yeah, we really don't know what's down there, and it's quite freaky. There's probably so many different species just waiting to be found. Also, apparently I say species weird. Someone's like, it's species? Species? I don't even know what I say, okay? It's fine, I'm Canadian. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments below which one of these places you found the creepiest. And now, speaking of comments, let's move on to our comment shout-out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from the video, Top 10 Dark Things Found in Chernobyl. Christian DeJesus commented, do we want to know who he is? That was cute AF because it was cringe, but she was genuinely excited. Guys, I am a huge lover of dad jokes, okay? You know that. So I saw the opportunity and I took it. okay? And yes, it made me very happy, so. Dat Tesson commented, how you pronounced Geiger counter was the scariest thing on this video. Geiger counter? Geiger counter? I have been saying it wrong my entire life, and no one has ever told me that it was the wrong pronunciation, so I blame them, okay? So I think I said Geiger counter, and it's Gauger. How is it Gauger when there's no A? English is weird, okay? It's not my fault. Mr. YouTube 6 commented, Lindsay, remember your first top 10 that day was the best day in history. Well, okay, so I have to say, yes, it was the best day because now I have an amazing job. Looking back on that video, oh, she's rough. She is rough. We don't watch that. We don't watch that because it was just straight up cringe. It was me trying to be funny, trying to be animated, but still not comfortable in front of the camera. Also, I was sick that day, so I had a really raspy voice, and it was just all around a mess, but I'm glad that they still hired me after that video. What was the video? I know I did Explorers That Disappeared Without a Trace was one of them. I think it was like Most Isolated Communities. It was one of those videos. I was wearing plaid pants and a black shirt. No, it was Wisconsin Urban Legends. That was the very first video. Yeah, because I remember I said, Wisconsin, America's Dairyland, and people are like, that's not what they're known for. I'm like, Google literally said that that's what they're known for, so Google lied. Anyways, moving on. Alright guys, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya.